Sometimes you just have to hit the go live button, people. Hello to you watching the replay. Yeah, we're talking about going past your comfort zone. And so I want to share that you probably see a lot of people going live and thinking, oh, I don't know, they've got it easy. It's easy for them. They can just no. This going past your comfort zone takes an inner push. And having the courage to ask for more, desire more. Yeah. So, hi Alexa. Nice to see you. Is Jen there? Hi Jen. Say hi guys. Who's here? The energy is pretty. Oh, thanks Jen. Thank you. Hey Melissa. Yeah, here's the thing. When a message wants to come through me, I feel like this camera's out of angle, wants to come through me, it's like nothing else can happen until I make the time and space for it. And so this is my Saturday morning hair. I may even go out with it. It is kind of cute. Maybe I'll bring the bandana back. Holla, Melissa. So this comfort zone is really seductive. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, is how you can be almost blind to how you are keeping yourself inside your comfort zone. It's like, so as an energy worker, I can see the contrast between what you're saying that you want. I feel like this camera's flipped around. And where you are energetically. And I am super fortunate to be surrounded with people who do the same for me. And it's so wild, so pushing my own edges. I have a blog half written. What do you have the same problem with, Jen? Messy hair? Don't care? Hey Lisa. Oh my gosh. All my girlfriends are on here. This is fun. Oh good. This is making it easier. We'll just have some coffee and we'll talk about comfort zones. So I've been really pushed out of my comfort zone many times through my journey. And what I've come to witness and see in my own process and with others and the work that I do and friends who are on this journey of knowing there is more within to be experienced and expressed. And we've been programmed, we've been shut down, we've been quieted, we've been dismissed for who we are and how we think and how we look. I mean, we've been programmed from the beginning of school times of comparison and even through social media, but advertising and TV about how bodies should look. And this isn't just about women, it's about men and women, and the ways that even men have been suppressed in being their full expression of their emotions because men need to be men. And we're seeing all of this crumble. The full authentic selves that we are being drawn forward in this world, in this experience. And those of us that are facing forward and being present to everything that is in front of us, it's like there's more, right? And that's the direction. But sometimes our human personality wants to go in the other direction, right? We know go left or straight, but then we go right or backwards. And it's like these false fears that come up that, we've been subliminally programmed with. And through that, it's like the comfort zone is seductive. It'll tell us that we're safe. We're innately safe. I mean, because really the truth of it all is this human body is temporary and our soul is so much more. And that's really what's wanting to be this integration and expression through us. But the personality says stay in the comfort zone. If you speak that is not of the common belief, then you'll be abandoned, or you'll be not liked, or you'll be shunned, or if you don't look a certain way, then you can't fit in, or your art has to look this way, or your voice needs to sound this way, or your relationship should look this way. And then what we're ultimately doing is closing off all possibilities and potentials of what our fullest experience can be here. And when you're feeling discomfort, you're knowing that you are out of alignment with what you're being drawn to, what the more that is within you that wants to be an expression. And the discomfort comes from you holding yourself back and trying to stay in the comfort zone, play inside the lines, not cause too much ruckus. And this comes from, my experiences is I've worked hard to be the art that I am, to be the expression, to show up and stuff like this, and go on this journey of, it's funny, it was going through my head this morning of like alternative healing, and it's like, is it really alternative? To me, it's the most natural thing to understand that your body, that you are the medicine, that your body is a natural healing system, that through your mind you can create new experiences, and it becomes from coming from within yourself. And so many of us have been taught, like I said from the beginning of this, is that it's not in here, it's out there. And so, in my journey of going outside of my comfort zone, so me just being me, it's like it was disruptive to people. And I've come to the place now where I own my disruptor, that I own being a disruptor. And I've had to disrupt my own life. I've had to break through my own comfort zones and having experiences where I've been picked on, I've been, threatened to be, hurt, and I've been hurt, and I've had my, car vandalized, and, and it's just like, that could stop someone, right? That could hold someone back from, it's like, what is happening, what someone else's response is about them, and you being you really has no threat on anyone else. Their threat is to them. And I'm sharing this because I feel like, one, I'm going all over the place, and I hope this is making sense, because I am streaming through, and like I said, it's, showing up as the channel. And so whether it's the channel of me showing up and being a teacher in this way, and sharing my story and sharing my experiences and sharing ways to move beyond for yourself, whether it's, you showing up and doing healing work in another way, or showing up in art, and showing up in poetry, and showing up and being a mom, and keeping an entire household together, and then in between that sharing the expression of who you are, but being outside of the roles, right? So it's like, if you're a mom and you're loving it, and own it. If you're you're an artist, you're a healer, you're a speaker, you're a dancer, if it's, and you don't even have to be a professional dancer, it's like, how do you want to express yourself in this physical being, through tapping into the depths of your heart and your soul, and allowing that to be your guiding truth. Because here's the thing, it's like, we're breaking through it, and it's very uncomfortable. We're seeing a lot of stuff happen on social media right now, where many have been taught that speaking up and sharing and being who they are is not safe. And this is all part of, so it's like, that's happening on a micro level. This is all coming through right now. I have like goosebumps. It's like, that's happening on a micro level right now. And so on a macro level, on a micro level, it's happening to each of us individually, right? So we're seeing this huge patriarchy crumble, this vibration, this silence, this quieting, this squishing down is breaking on this macro. It's happening on the micro level within each individual. And so what happens is, as it starts to, these comfort zones starts to crumble within, and as your soul is leading you to this more expression, right, that you say that you want to experience, the love, the money, the health, the fun, the joy, the inner comfort zone, the inner patriarchy will crumble too. And so it gets uncomfortable when you go outside your comfort zone. And the comfort zone will seduce you into saying you'll be annihilated, you'll be abandoned, you won't be safe. And all of that is not true based on the past patterning and the past programming. And where we are in our evolution, that's just what it was. And so as you're moving through your comfort zone and coming up against the seduction of it, it'll come through a few ways. Like, it'll come through in this way of like a false intuition. You'll get this intuition, oh, maybe I shouldn't go to that party. And then, on the other side of that party is maybe the love of your life, right? Because the insides of you, your comfort zone doesn't want your heart to be at risk or vulnerable of getting hurt again, right? So you see this unfuck your mind is my gig. And I could see the way that we hold ourselves back so subliminally. And so your intuition will say, oh yeah, like I feel like it. And so in tuning in more to who you are on a heart and soul level and developing that deep relationship with yourself, you get more tuned into I have a fake tattoo. Can you see it? Oh, it's a feather. I just saw it briefly. So you get tuned into more of what's your truth, what's your intuition versus these comfort zone stories. It'll come through really logical, right? When you're being faced, or actually when you're being seduced by your comfort zone to hold yourself back, it'll seem really logical. Like this mind stories, these seductive whispers from the comfort zone will say, oh, it'll take too much time, or you're too tired, or you don't have enough money, or you don't really have time for that. Did I say that? The timing's not right. That's the other timing one that people get. So it'll feel really super logical, and then like some drama's going on in life. I have to take care of this one, or this one's going on, or this thing is happening, and I just have to put all my focus there. We're very creative in the way that we manifest things, and so starting to pay attention to, does that really need my attention? Is that really true that I don't have that? Is that really my gut, like tuning in? And that, like I said, comes from the deep relationship with yourself. So these things will come up. Oh, there's like another one. So, and then the other thing is, actually, is Melissa on here? Yeah, we talked about it the other day. She brought it up. It was like so many people needing to know the outcome. Like, what is on the other side? Like, who's going to be at the party? Is it going to be worth it for me to put my time and energy into this thing, into myself, into whatever? Is it going to give me the outcome that I feel like I need to have in order to know that it was a success, or that I would be safe, or whatever, right? So needing to know. And outside the comfort zone, right? Outside all of this mindfuckery, outside of the stories, outside of these limitations, are the things that you want to experience, are the people that you want to meet, are the flow, is the abundance. And what I'm really, so that's a lot of bombs there. Oh wait, you guys have some messages. Let me just finish this up, and I want to tune in. This last piece is that, I don't know if it's last piece or not, but this next piece is that on your way through your comfort zone to the other side of where all of the goodness is, all of the flow, everything that you have within your heart that and your soul knows that you can experience and have, is all of your stuff is going to come up. All of your crap, all of your limitations, all of your stories, all of your discomfort. And that's where people dive back into the comfort zone. And that's where that's where we need other people. That's where we need another person to, put out the arm and say, no, this is where you want to go. Like, this is where, this is where you, this is the thing you want, and like, you know, being present with you, and like sitting with those stories, and the mind map of the comfort zone, and being present with untangling that on an energetic, emotional, and intellectual level, and an energetic level. Because once you know, dismantle these patterns, and they can happen like this, it doesn't have to be hard. You now your stuff is up. You know how you learn. You know, you have to learn how to move through it, and there's all different ways. I mean, it's really, I guess it's really just mostly about presence. You know, because it's so, these I think it was like 4 things that I said, that, you know, the seduction of the comfort zone, they seem so real until you get on the other side and you look back and you're like, oh my god, that was so like ridiculous. And then once you understand that, it's like you have a new pattern, you have a new way of being, you have a new way of experiencing this, allowing the good, letting it be easy, you know, having the synchronicities and the connections, and, you know, like I said, whatever it is, all the good that means for you, all the good, you know. So it's an inner process. It's not attaining the thing outside. And when you're having the disconnect of not having the thing outside but knowing you want it, you got to take a look at, where am I holding on in my comfort zone? You know, what logic am I trying to hold on to a story? What, you know, what fears, what you know, am I trying to understand what the outcome is going to be first before I even take the leap? And so, you know, like I said in the beginning of this, we've all been programmed to, you know, to limit, to, you know, play in certain roles, to, you know, not show up, not stir the pot, or, you know, cause any kind of ruckus. And just as the macro patriarchy of all of that is collapsing, so is the inner. And it only gets more challenging the more you resist it. The more you resist the comfort zone, seduction, opportunities to move through, and claiming and choosing what it is that you want to allow to come through you and to be your experience, to be your expression. Yeah. And so that's essentially what we're going to be doing in this next month, October, the 4 weeks together in the art of being you, is moving through these blocks and barriers and stories, and allowing the art that is you, the art that is your life, to be your experience. And when you're in flow, when you're connected within, when you're allowing yourself to move through. So it means, like, when you come up to these challenging spaces of really needing to face the beliefs you have about abandonment, the beliefs that you have about not being enough, the beliefs that you have about lack, you know, when you really come to that, it can be really challenging. And there's ways to move through that. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing in this next group is, you know, when I do these monthly courses, I am connecting with the collective energy inside the group, and channeling and sharing and offering prompts and these inner reflective questions for you to go inside of yourself. And then I'm there as the guide for you to pop in and be like, okay, this is where I'm at. And I do lives inside the group where I open it up, and I do intuitive readings and channelings for your soul. And I'm really, really digging these groups. And there's a bonus this month. Check out the link. I'll post it down here later, where if you're the first 7, one of the first 7 to come in by the 3rd, you get a 30-minute one-on-one laser session with me, where me and you, and we're going in, and we're, you know, I'm reading your energy, or we're, you know, you come with an issue, a challenge, and we're blasting through it, opening up your field, clearing energetically, emotionally, intellectually, any beliefs, stories, you know, vibrational patterns that are holding in these things from you allowing yourself to be the art that you are, to allow yourself for the life that is within you to unfold, to allow yourself to open up to the love, the abundance that you so want inside. God, that feels so good. And so what happens is that as I'm preparing for these courses to come through me, I go through my own upgrades and my own up levels, and these last couple of weeks have been really, really amazing and profound, and that's why I can share with you is that on the other side of the discomfort, the comfort zone is not so comfortable. It's like way more blissful and love-filled and flow and easy and than it is to be hanging back in the comfort zone trying to hang on to these things that we think keep us safe. I'm going to sip my coffee. Jen says, feels good hearing it. Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, and if you've been on my lives before, even inside my groups and even done any personal one-on-one calls with me, I say and tell you is that I show up here as a vibrational channel, right? So like Abraham Hicks, Esther, she moves aside and lets Abraham come through as a vibration. Same thing, but like I let the divine move through me, and I remain conscious, and I hold that vibration in with the intention of healing to come through me, whether it's through these broadcasts like I do and these teachings, or on my YouTube, or even through my writing. I've committed, or I just know, or I've owned, or I've claimed that I am a vessel of healing, and I'm funny. So I know I can get pretty serious when I do some teaching, and when I'm like really allowing the channel to come through, because the human can get easily distracted inside there. So hi, Emily. Okay, so I'm going back to your messages. Hey, Lisa. Jennifer says, you are awake and it is beautiful. Thank you. You're beautiful. Having space for anything else until I get a message out. Having space for anything until I get a message out, Jennifer says. Okay. Oh, is that what you were saying before? Do you do that as well, Jennifer? You give yourself space before you get a message out? Hi, Emily. Thanks for the heart. Like a seed resisting being burst open into growth. Exactly. Thank you, Emily. I love that. Right? It's like, imagine just thinking about the seed breaking, and the how much harder it is to try to not let that break than to just allow it to break open and then become, the chestnut to the oak tree, right? Or the butterfly cocoon to the butterfly. Well, the cocoon to the butterfly. Yeah, beautiful. What else are you guys saying here? Be the disruptor in Solidarity Suites. Yeah. And you know what? It's like, I am very fortunate to have surrounded myself with a lot of people who are on this journey of consciousness, and that can hold space for each other and be this disruptor and be disrupted. And to be disrupted is a gift, because that is like someone coming in and like cracking open your shell to that seed that's within you. Jen says, absolute sense. Melissa, love the stream. Jen says, when something doesn't feel right, shouldn't you use that as a guide? Yes, Jen, I'm glad you're asking for clarity. Yes, when something doesn't feel right, you should use it as a guide, in the sense of, this is where, okay, I just tuned into what your question's really about. So about like the intuition, like, oh, there's a gut feeling I shouldn't go. But this is where the seduction of the comfort zone will come in, where it'll almost tell you that it doesn't feel right, but it's really your own inner wall, your own inner barrier, your own inner armor, that it's not always. There's a differentiation that you need to make, and you'll make that through connecting within. So there's the real true intuition, and then there's the false intuition. The false intuition holding in the walls, the barriers, your own inner armor. And this is where, when you start to really tap in and develop a deep relationship with yourself, you can tell the difference. You can tell that, okay, this is my story, this is my protection, or you can tell that, no, that this is just, no, I shouldn't go. And there's times where, there's a knowing, like I'll have a plan with some friends and there's just a knowing that I, do not need to go out. And then there's also the awareness of like, all right, Kelly, you're holding yourself inside your comfort zone here. And, even this last little next level that I quantum leaped through, and oh my God, it's just so funny to look back at. But in my mind, it was just really, because I can look back now. I'm on the other side. I've created the new pattern within. I've dissolved the old vibration, the old belief around, being safe to be me. And through that journey, I had this logical thinking that it would just be too much effort to do some of the traveling that I need to do, and doing some of the coordination and doing the driving and like, how do I get there, and the timing. There was all this like stuff, all this logical reasons, like trying to trick my intuition into, oh yeah, that's a gut feeling. But as I tune in and like really dug deep, like I had to dig deep and like look at some of the ways that I was holding myself back. And so as I went through that, all of the discomfort, I got to the space of this new openness, this new reality, this new, like seriously new reality, new pattern, new vibration, new experiences, new people, new connections, new earth, right? So the seed broke through the earth, new earth. That was me. And so there is a difference. Yes, sometimes it doesn't feel right because you're being guided, but sometimes it doesn't feel right because you're not allowing yourself to move through your comfort zone, or you're trying to stay in your comfort zone too. Yeah, that is where the magic is, says Elisa. Yes, meditation. So what you are saying is take risks. I am saying take risks. Yeah, but also it's in understanding, right? That, it is, this is what we're going to be talking about and teaching and sharing inside this next course. 4 weeks we're going to be together, the art of being you, teaching you how to go in and to differentiate, what are your comfort zones? Like, how are you holding yourself back? What are the subliminal mind stuff, the energy stuff, the intellectual stuff that's holding you back? And how can you sharpen your intuition, your knowing, your trusting? Because here's where I said from the beginning of this, if any of you missed it, go back, is that, the subliminal programming, the things that we've been taught, the ways that we've been quiet down that our own inner knowing, our own inner trust. Oh, inner trust, it's a big one. And our intuition. And it's through that there's going to be trial and error. There's going to be practice. And yeah, you have to get out of your comfort zone and take a risk to learn, okay, nope, that was definitely my intuition, or nope, that was definitely my comfort zone. And just know your mind's going to tell you you're not going to be safe, but you're safe. You'll be safe. Everything is going to work out. Everything is for you. As you're focusing on the more, the better, wanting to be the fuller expression of your soul and your divinity, then you're going to be led. You're going to be taken care of. What you need is going to show up. So blessed to have met you, Jennifer says. You too. Beautiful soul. Thank you. Feels good hearing it. Awesome. Hey, Daniel. What's up? Hey, sweets. Hello, people. Hey, Jennifer. Unlearn to relearn, Daniel says. Yes. And Emily says, it's almost as if we are traveling on a parallel path. Last night I tried to deflect my needs. I readjusted my thoughts and got back to my soul's fire. Signed up for horseback riding today. Tapping into what my soul needs. I love it. Yeah, we are, yep, parallel path. What I, as a channel, as a divine guide, I do tune into the energies, and that's how these courses are downloaded, is that I tune into the I don't know, what do I want to find, the word, but those that are on this path of expansion, right? Tuning into the energy. So almost like astrology, but like I don't read the planets. I mean, I love astrology, but I read energy, and I can see where the consciousness, right? The expansion of consciousness is headed, and like the path of that way. And these courses get downloaded, and then once the doors are going to close on the 5th for this new course. 10/5 is the last day you're going to get in, because I close the container so that we can all connect and evolve and move through together, receiving the downloads and the guidance to move through on the expansion and evolution of each consciousness, and then what we create also as a collective. And what's beautiful to be doing it in a group is, as people are sharing, other people are learning from other people, and opening up, and and learning, just learning and sharing and creating community, which is super fun. Super fun. So Daniel says, mind, enter no thought, just do it. Yes. Melissa says, yeah, so just do it. Yeah, quiet the mind. A lot of it, dropping out of the mind and into the heart. Yeah, letting your heart be the transmitter. That's another thing, is that through this journey of being a human, our hearts have been hurt. Our hearts have been poked and broken and shattered, and it's not easy, these experiences we go through. Yet the mind will tell you that you're broken or it won't be fixed, but you can still move forward with some cracks in your heart. We're not all going to be 100%. Let's see. Emily says, because you're identifying your restraints, facing them head on, and narrowing down where your growth needs to happen. Because you're identifying your restraints, facing them head on, and narrowing down where your growth needs to happen. Yes. Oh, I love it. Horses. Inner trust. Yes. Inner trust is a biggie. I mean, that's just the base of all of my work, whether it's in the groups or individuals, is like learning this, because as I said from the beginning, is that we're taught to look outside of ourselves. We're taught to look at our parents and our teachers, and the principal knows, or the boss knows, and we've lost connection with our own inner knowing, our own inner GPS, and that's what's happening, is that the veils are being lifted, the walls are coming down, and we're able to, and you do have to choose. My work isn't for everybody. This path isn't for everybody. You have to choose. You have to choose to have more desires, to want more for yourself, to be present with what is in front of you, to move through. Because it's easy to not choose. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone. It's easy to say, people say to me, I'm just going to call bullshit on bullshit, because, it's like people say, well, I don't have the money. No, you're not choosing. Because I'll tell you, when you choose, life shows up for you. I learned that myself. And, it comes down to choice, because people say, well, it's like, think about some of the stories that you tell yourself about why you can't do the thing. And then ask yourself, well, is it really a choice? Because so many times I see people making up excuses as to why they don't do the thing, when it's really they just don't want to. And that goes both ways. That goes for ways that are going to enhance your growth, or it's going to go for ways that you really don't want to do the thing. Like, say you don't want to go to the party, you just don't want to go. So people say, oh, I don't feel good. Why don't you just say, I'm not feeling it, or say something, I don't know, it's just not aligned, or I'm not going to make it. Like, let's start telling yourself the truth more. This is a bomb coming through right now. Somebody, start telling yourself the truth more, and you'll start trusting yourself more. Start telling yourself, others, the truth more, and you can trust yourself. You know, that incongruency with truth in the way that you're expressing is also giving yourself a subliminal message about whether or not you can trust yourself. Yeah. Oh, that was good. Hey, Britt. Britt, did you get married? Did I see a picture that you got married, or was it a photo shoot? Daniel says, be your true self. Be true to yourself and have faith in what arises. Absolutely. Hey, Laura. Okay, so Alexa says, let me see if I can get all the message here. All this is resonating so hard. My mind wants me to fit in and feel safe and secure. The ego gets hurt when I don't have external markers like money and projects. But those things that my mind tell me that I need in order to feel safe before I dive into self-discovery and creation is all bullshit. Yeah, it is. I'm all here right now to burst open, and how big or small I appear from the outside is inconsequential to the gift that is life's yumminess. Yes, Alexa. I'm going to just say that again. Let's see. No matter how big or small I appear to the outside is inconsequential to the gift that is life's yumminess. Thank you for saying that. You're right on. Thanks for being the fire. You're welcome. Yes. Oh, it's the truth, right? I mean, that goes back to what I said in the beginning. I'm just tying things in, is that, you know, we're taught to compare. We're taught that, you know, this body is perfect, or this career is perfect, or this life is perfect, or, you know, your perfect relationship should look like this. And then when we have this something different, then we think we're not enough, or we won't be safe in the world, or, you know, whatever. And we're just holding back. And it just caused all kinds of ruckus. And that's what's happening. The ruckus that's happening on the macro is happening on the micro. And people go either one direction or another, is that they shoot back to the comfort zone because you know how to manage your comfort zone. But I'll promise you, I'm telling you right now, September something, 2018, the comfort zone is not going to be comfortable so much anymore. And there's another crew of people who are just going to be like facing everything that arises, being present with it, doing what needs to get done to get to the other side, and then, you know, basking in the beauty and the bliss and the synchronicity and the joy and the pleasure that life really is, beyond all of these outside constructs of what we should be, right? Who are you? Who are the you? Who is the art that is you before life told you who you should be? Yeah, these egoic, patriarchal paradigms are collapsing. And when you move through it, you feel it on an energetic level, a physical level, an emotional level, an intellectual level. Your life experiences change. Who you're surrounded with changes. Your body changes. I swear, I feel like I've lost a bunch of weight. I just feel energetically. I mean, I was 100 pounds heavier than I am right now at one point in my life. And it was through doing this energy work, this consciousness work, this evolution work. Let's see, what else you guys? Hi, Marina. Hi, beauty. Whoopsie. Laura, she says, honesty and congruency equals trust. Absolutely. Oh, that it's so simple and beautiful. And like, thank you for saying that. And what's really important is that we're doing that for ourselves. Beautiful. Daniel says, let it come up, become the observer, let it go. Yes, it hurts. However, it's gone after submitting it to your subconscious mind, and allow it to repeat over and over and over like a broken record. Love this as always, Kelly. Great work. You're doing so much love. Oh, thank you, Daniel. Love back to you. Thanks for showing up. I love when you're here. Hi, Colleen. Thanks for showing up. So, you know, what's coming through right now is that, you know, how so often and so many of us have let the outside determine the value of our life, the value who we are. And that's just mindfuckery. I mean, and subliminal patterning of keeping you quiet or toning you down or, not letting you be your fullest expression. I mean, I really feel like we are all here to participate in the expansion of consciousness, and all of those that are already ahead of us, that are experiencing the bliss and the joy, and that are sprinkling, back. And that's, that's what I'm here, is that I've been on the other side. I've been in the spaces of, having the home and the car and the career and the, the money in the bank, and having that collapse. And with that, those parts of me, that part of my life, and then actually being on this other side of where the bliss and the joy and the connection and the love and the abundance does not look like what we've been taught it should look like. And it's so much better. It's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. That's what's coming through. It's like, that's life. That's like, we can, that's what it could be like, whatever it is that your dreams are. But like letting go of what you've been taught or told, or the ways that you're containing yourself inside your comfort zone and behind the walls and keeping the armor around your heart because you're so afraid to like be vulnerable. And it's like dismantling those stories and those beliefs and allowing yourself to be the fullest expression and have those things that you desire to experience. And so that's some of the fun we're going to be having inside The Art Is You. We start on 10/1. The doors are going to open. And like I said, there's, it's going to be a group, 4 weeks together. I channel the energy for the group. I post open-ended question downloads coming through for your own inner reflection to get within yourself. On the lives, I do intuitive readings and channeling your soul guidance. I read your energy in your posts and see where there's incongruencies, from what you say you want and where your energy is. And then the guidance comes through for you to take the actions that will get you beyond that comfort zone so that you can be on the other side and be living more in alignment with what your heart and soul want. So I'll drop that link in there. And if you have any questions about it. Oh, last thing I'll say one more time is the first 7 people, few important things. First 7 people that come in, you get a one-on-one call with me where we're going to blast through, your vibrational, energetic, your intellectual, emotional barriers. And and if anybody's watching this that's had sessions with me and you want to add a couple of, just how is it when you're on a live with, on a one-on-one with me? Like, where are you on the other side of it? How has it been helpful? The first 7 people to register by 10/3, you get a one-on-one 30-minute session with me. It's like freaking nearly the cost of the group course. And then if you bring a friend, they get a session, and then you get an additional 30 minutes. So you now I'm essentially, it's just like this came through of the consciousness that said to open it up to more and more. So there's a bonus for you, bring a friend, you get another bonus, and they get a bonus. The doors are going to close on the 5th because in doing these groups, I've heard from the consciousness, I'd heard from the energy that these containers need to be closed, and that the work that's inside there is this sacred energy that, I really just want people there that want to be participating in it. And that's not from my human self. That is, from the consciousness. And that came back, back in May, that message. So, and really some amazing alchemy gets to happen inside those spaces. So that's all I have to say about that. Message me if you have any questions about it. But Alexa says, saw this reminder yesterday too from Willy Wonka. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. Oh, thank you. I love when something comes through to share and then it aligns with somebody and it's a message for somebody. So awesome, Alexa. Yeah, taking years to integrate these lyrics. It's true that, like, oh my God, Alexa, like, that is so perfect to how the transmission of what I was trying to express is that, yes, paradise. We can have paradise. We can live paradise. It can be in flow. Like the incredible connections that I have in my life, I nearly started crying earlier, is like so beautiful and mind-blowing. And the way that I am creating my life, I am on a Saturday morning sipping my mushroom coffee in casual clothes, messy hair, sharing and doing something that I absolutely love. And like, I don't know, like it's awesome. It's great for me. Like, this to me is not work. And I get paid for it. Like, this is I love what I do. I can do it how I want to do it, when I want to do it. And like, that's what I've created for myself and allowed it. And it took a lot of allowing and a lot of surrendering and a lot of self-trust and a lot of presence and vibrational work. And I want to bring you guys all along. I want to shine the light for you to see what's for you. I'm not going to share my process of like, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, you have to be this kind of artist, lover, online entrepreneur, wife, whatever. No, what is it for you? Hi, Steph. Oh, hey, Steph. Laura's sipping her mushroom coffee too. Awesome. Hey, Steph. Nice to see you here. So, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you for the Willy Wonka. It was so perfect. Yeah. I mean, that movie, like, how awesome. I was just like thinking, it's just like, I'm off in my own little world. I got to come back from Willy Wonka land. Laura says, are there certain times you would have to be available? Nope. Thank you for asking that question, Laura, because what happens is, inside my groups, is what I share is that, you're going to be in my energy for the 4 weeks. I'm going to be channeling the questions. I'm going to be showing up for at least 2 lives. And you can be, and those come through in the sense, there's not every other Thursday at 12. Nope. I do try to keep it, a little bit more structured. So I'm like I'm trying to work with the consciousness, but sometimes what happens is the information just comes through and I just pop on and I channel the information, and you'll catch the live. If I know I'm going to be doing intuitive readings, I try to schedule that as in advance as possible. But if you watch the live and you have some questions, I can even do intuitive readings from questions that people post inside the group. So it's really, you don't have to be there at any time. You can pop in when you're available. You can watch the lives when you're available. And really, it's your participation inside the group is really going to determine what your experience is inside of there. So is that helpful? Does that answer your question? Yeah, Steph's been in the group. You want to share anything about what it's been like to be in the group? And this is all an evolution of the You Are the Medicine. The You Are the Medicine is almost like the what is it? I don't even know. These are like branches. So right now we're wrapping up Soul Aligned Living. So next month, 10/1 is going to be the Art of Being You. And, but they've all been about me tuning into the consciousness, right? The collective consciousness that we're all moving forward in, right? Or we're being guided to expand, and channeling the guidance to how to move through it in your highest and best and with ease. So that's what's going to happen. That's what's happening. That's what's been happening. That's what's going to continue to happen, is the evolution of you tuning into the medicine that you are, and you into your own truth, into your own art, into your own self, and being that expression, and moving through the blocks, the barriers, the walls, the veils that are all illusionary, and creating a new vibrational pattern, a new way of being, a new way of living on the other side. Because when we're not breaking those patterns, we keep looping back and looping back. So this is more like moving forward and learning a new way and continuing to move forward. Steph says, the groups are fabulous. So much changes for me, for you in just 4 weeks. But like Kel said, the more you show up, the more you get out of it. Exactly. Yeah. Because, you know, and that's the thing is like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So, you know, you come into these groups, you know, so there's a part of you that wants to be in it, but you really, when you're inside of it, you got to take a look at how, you know, how am I showing up or not showing up, and what is preventing me from doing that. So, you know, there are some really amazing people inside these groups, and we're all like, you know, creating something amazing together. Steph says, hold on. Steph says, if you are looking someone to guide you, she is it. I've witnessed so much magic for myself and all the others in the group. Yeah, it's like so cool, the magic that happens in. And I say the magic of like, you know, someone just posted inside a group where she, you know, we have talked about her only working 4 days a week, and starting next month, she's working 4 days a week now. You know, it's through this inner exploration and through this taking a look at her own inner barriers, her own inner beliefs around, you know, the impossibility of it. And then, right, so like being in that space of the shell cracking, like going through that discomfort of going through the comfort zone, moving through that, and then seeing the, you know, the result on the other end, you know, living in the Willy Wonka land. So let's see. Melissa says, I've worked with Kelly Ann one-on-one in private group. The guidance she gives to help you get closer to your soul's purpose is not only on point, but beyond powerful. Her presence allows you to feel that so you can show up without even knowing. Oh, Melissa, thank you. It's true. It's true. Steph says the groups are special. It's not just Kelly supporting, it's the entire group. Lots of love and support, big or small. Yeah, really, the groups are so beautiful to watch each other, you know, offer just the support and celebration. And, you know, because like I said, everybody that's in there is on this path and knows that, you know, everybody's on their part of their journey, and they know that there's different experiences through it. And so when there's a hard time, everyone's like, you can do it. And then when there's like, we just did amazing, I just had this amazing magic manifestation happen. Woohoo! So anyway, thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for sharing, Melissa and Steph. I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate you. I appreciate being witness to your journey and your evolution and your expansion and the magic that you create. And anybody else that's ready to be in this energy and allow the evolution of more that is aligned with you, I'd love to have you. Again, The Art of Being You starts on 10/1. Just a couple of days, 4 weeks together, and I'll put the details in a link in the comments, or you can check my Facebook page, the header picture. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thanks for being here and sharing who you are, and see you soon.